me? Is it you? Are we here? Is it there? Got nothing. Ooh. We're waiting. I'm going to turn it on. Why do I feel like something's going to happen? It's been kind of a glitchy episode this May 5th. Well, these things happen, I must admit. Although this is kind of the first time it's ever been so severe. And I'm not sure why. I'm not sick of this music because I love it. Why do I love this music? It's because it heralds a new day. It dawns with a work in progress of a Maschinen Krieger build. Maschinen Krieger. What does that, you might ask? Well, this is a Japanese kind of creation, I suppose, by a dude named Mr. Yokoyama. And he has created this wonderful world we call Maschinen Krieger. And this kit is the Hasegawa kit, which I'm building the CAMEL. Hey, we're still going. That's good. If I make it through this intro and this thing does not crash, I'll be so happy. You know what it was? There was a glitch in the camera. There was a glitch in the camera. It had nothing to do with the live stream. I'm sorry. My mistake. And we'll get through this one. Now we are getting through this one. And this is getting through. But welcome to today's episode of Microraver Builds. WIP, Maschinen Krieger, work in progress. And as suspected, a reboot of the camera resulted in non-freezing of said camera. Simple like that. Things get glitchy. I don't recall the last time I had restarted the camera. Okay, camera eye. Camera eye. Oh, camera eye. So let's start off today with our WIP. And turning that off. And I don't know, last time you may have seen it or us or that. It did not have this little foot pad and a couple of other additions. So this is the right leg coming to life. And I listened to my last little work in progress. I kind of was going on about the very wonderful engineering. Did I use the term engineering of the Hasegawa kit? Matching, I see now, definitely matching the Wave Corporation, the Japanese kit. Well, the Hasegawa is also a Japanese kit, but this is, I don't think you can get the Wave kits. You can only get them online here in North America. I don't think I could walk into a store and pick up a Wave kit. And I can pick up one of these, though, which I did. for an exorbitant amount, I might add. Yeah, it's true, it's true. But I do support the local little guy. They got to eat too. They're nice people. Okay, well, a bit of a slow go, but I've made sure, and I think yesterday's last stream, I was working on the gluing of these small parts here, so that's nice. And all of these things have come together with nothing left yet to do but the cabling, which is going to be fun. I got to look through the box to see if I can find what they've provided for cabling. Rubber cable, is that what they were talking about? Anyway, so there you go. Lots of moving parts, as I said, on this thing. And this addition here is a, okay, that's that, and that's that. Limited range, but probably, it's funny how that moves. There's a, this thing seems to have some sort of, I don't know, resilience on its own. It's very, very cool. I like. I wonder if this qualifies as a big boy build. Yeah, I've been kind of perusing a Krieger forum, and oh, why not? Anyway, it's fun. What can I say? I don't know too much. I wonder what the significance of it is all about, but whatever it is, people have been getting into this, and I don't know, for years. I mean, this has existed since the 80s, so there's no doubt an evolved ecosystem of Maschinen Krieger fandom out there. But it doesn't matter in so much as you bring to this genre whatever it is you have to offer, and you just put it out there, which is what I'm doing on a daily live stream, which seems to be working. And I shall not blame anything on anybody other than the fact that I didn't restart. Oh, hold on. Although this might have been the culprit. Maybe not. I wonder. Are we here? The volume down. Yeah, it is. Hi. Hello. Oh, good. We're working. Okay. Nah, that wasn't the culprit. And there's two. 1 and 2. 8 minutes into the live stream we are. And there in front of us is the lovely right leg of our LUM-168 CAMEL, which is gonna probably take at this rate another 4 or 5 days, so another 4 or 5 live streams of this slowly building up. Kind of reminds me of the Gladiator I spy over there, which I not quite finished, but it's okay. I'm going to spend, hey, maybe today. Today is a Saturday, May 5th, the day after May 4th. May the 4th. May the 4th. Just sounds funny. May the 4th be with you. A lot more to talk about. I mean, I'm going to do the mystery. I think I checked mystery box. People check it out. If the upper card is there, the mystery box is what we'll be looking at, and it's no mystery. It's no mystery. You have, if you've been going through the last couple of, what is up with the white balance on this thing anyway? If you have been going through the last couple of videos, I've been using that lavalier microphone, so that's been great. I'll talk a little bit about that and its advantages. But in the meantime, what more can I say? There's a leg over there waiting to be built, and I will peruse the instructions. Maybe just a little. It's always good to go over these. I went over them quite carefully before I had finished the assembly of the legs here, and in particular, let's see what was good to make note of. Now, yeah, there's some really small stuff going on here in the instructions, but if you notice here, and this is a cross section, and this is this strange D11 washer that sits on top of the. But yeah, these are the pivot points. Come on, focus. There you go. Yeah, these are the pivot points for this thing that pivot on that post. So of course the post is like an axle. So just make note of the do not cement warnings, and I will say thank you for putting those instructions. And now down here, as I get into it, I have to go. I suppose this is very nice, and I will assume that the lengths that we see here, it just dawned on me, and it just dawned on me right now. It's like this came on, let me guess. This long strip right here is actually 77 millimeters. This is 60 from here to here. That's 15. That's, oh, very, very smart. Okay, J1 mounting parts use instant. Well, when they say it, there's another reference there. Instant adhesive. I'm assuming that's CA glue, right? So we'll be putting the tubes together. Gluing, tubing. Glue tube on YouTube. I'm going to glue tube on YouTube. That's the quote of the day. What'd you do on Saturday, May the 5th? I glued tube on YouTube. Okay, and so that's it. 13 minutes into the stream. Is there anything else I need to mention about the build and my process? Not too much, other than the articulated parts. If you can, do dry fits. Dry fitting is a very good thing, and a lot of these, like I said before, practically snap fitting together. I did make a mistake. Yes, I did. What was my mistake? I'll tell you what my mistake. I think what I assumed here. I noticed that there are two holes, and tubing goes from here into here, and from here into here. That hole. So make sure. I think when I put this on, this does not really rotate very well on the post, even though it does have a vinyl, or whatever you call this kind of what exactly is that material? Anyway, this kind of plastic material, rubbery material here, it still does not move. So make sure when you put it on, I guess at this point, I made sure that these holes were facing up. That's about it. That's it. I mean, I didn't do too much. Sorry, had to work on Friday. Now today is Saturday. So where will I be tomorrow? both of these completed with tubing. Really? He says. Really? Yeah, really. I'm going to put it down today. Legs finished, and after legs get finished today, I will move on to, this looks like fun, body assembly. And yeah, we are getting into it. Ooh, burner nozzle. Okay, well, that's it. I'm going to wander on off now into some sort of a diatribe. No, I'm not. Let me put this away for a second and get back to you with the iRig Mic Lav. Some dude kept calling it Mic Lav, and it was like so annoying. iRig mic, microphone. Okay, here we go, and boom. No, that's funny. You see that the delay. Here we have to talk about today for the mystery box. It's funny. I don't even know why I call it that. But surprise, this is a little off topic. Is it a little off topic? It is and it isn't. But anyway, I will talk about this because I think it's important. It is important. Why is it important? It's important because this is a good piece of tech. It's a good piece of tech that people who may have started with the whole vlog broadcasting process, and I've looked at my results and I am pleased enough to just say, hey, I'm going to keep on doing this just because it's, well, an hour long thing. You want to at least have good audio through it, because nothing sucks more than bad audio, and I really do try. And a problem I'm having, not a problem, but something I'm not used to doing here, is running without headphones as a monitor source, so you know what your sound output is. Again, in the real world, you have a sound guy who would take care of that and would tell you when it didn't sound good. But in this case, I don't have one, and you just use the same setup all the time, and it worked once, you will assume it's going to work fine the next time. So you kind of run on that philosophy, and it's trial and error. So the one thing that was missing for these reviews were good audio away from the onboard audio, which I use mostly now. I've been using the onboard audio of this camera to do the voiceover. But if I am away from the camera now, it becomes another issue. And in a lot of cases, if you're doing an interview or a distant thing, you will need to have a remote mic so that that audio can be heard, especially voiceover. If that person is standing 10 feet away from you, then it would be very good to have a good audio source. So, what is this? If you don't know what this is, I will talk a little bit about it. Now, I'm going to say right now, I paid my $60 for this microphone. Now, you might think, is $60 worth it? Well, yeah, that's probably the going rate. And quite honestly, I bought my FM Sennheiser lavaliers, and I paid $500 for them, and that was in 1990. So, anyway, when I saw this, it's like, well, all it is, it's a pretty good, it's an excellent setup. My God, it's brilliant. What can I say? When I was sold, I went online, and IK Multimedia is a company that I have. I think I bought something else from them. I'm not sure what, but I was registered and been getting these. This little piece of tech rocks my world. At first, I was a little disappointed because of the sound quality, but I had done something, a little rookie move, but I'll explain that later. But let's get into this whole thing. A lavalier mic is a microphone, very small mic, a condenser mic. And if you don't know what that is at this point, that's okay. I'll quickly go through that. It's something you clip on. You see the news reporters have this little lapel mic. That's what this is. And it's called a lav, which is short for lavalier. You see there, which is, you don't need to know why they call it that. I know, but I don't. So this little tiny thing you plug, and it has the, the mini jack, audio jack there with the 1, 2, 3, 4. So that works with your typically your Android, your iPhone. No, maybe not your iPhone anymore, but anything that supports that. You don't need a USB or odd one. So this one just worked perfectly for my needs. So that is the other aspect of this tech, is that it runs on that. If that is not what you need, be aware. If you need a USB, and so that's a whole different thing. Let's just say this is using, I don't want to get too techie on you, but as you know, this is a certain type of audio connection that's different than a USB connection. So that distinction being said, there's some pretty clear instructions on the back for those of you. Oh, that's a neat thing that I don't use. Didn't get into the apps for this, and musicians first. Oh, okay. High quality omnidirectional condenser capsule headphone output. It allows connection of 2 iRig Mic Lavs to a single device. Includes foam pop shield. That's all good. It's all good. It's all good stuff. And down here is a diagram of how you can daisy chain put two of these things together and also monitor. As I was saying about the monitoring of your audio on the fly, on the go. That's why the headphones are very important with this setup. Which is another thing I was going to mention, but I'm not quite sure what is going on just yet. I haven't quite figured out one thing. But that is something that, if I can say, is something that's a little bit annoying. But I'll get into that. Let's just get into the hardware, which is what I paid the 40. This is what you get for 49 bucks. You get this box with lots of cardboard. I think that was it. Yeah, a piece of plastic, and that's it. And so all you got. So the basic meat of the thing. Be careful with this. I will tell you. For those of you who have never handled a lavalier mic before, this is the foam pop shield on the thing that comes off, but this is the condenser mic itself. So you should. It's a better. Oh my goodness, this color balance here. It's gonna kill me. Can't really see that. There you go. That's so much better. There we go. And you can check that out. And there's a front version of it. So anyway, you don't want to be dropping. Oh yeah, that's what I was getting. You don't want to drop this microphone too much. The foam. Oh, what happened to the foam thing? The foam. Oh, there you go. The foam cover provides. Sometimes you hear that really kind of rumbly noise from the wind, and also the kind of the popping sound of saying P's and T's and whatnot. You can't hear it. You don't know you're doing it, and it just sucks when you hear it on the audio. So that helps to eliminate that. And once I had this lav clipped on to the proper area where it's best that it has a clear that is pointing, at least the front of that is pointing directly towards your mouth, where the audio is coming from that you want to get, and that's it. You'll achieve very good sound with this setup. And the last time I used this, I was really happy with the results of the audio. In fact, it picked up a lot of things I didn't quite think the microphone would pick up, but it did. But why not? So, and having a good microphone means you don't have to shout or talk really loud, which is good if you have to do a lot of talking, because if you talk quietly, you can conserve your vocal cords, or don't keep people who are sleeping awake. Anyway, that is the microphone end of things, which is a very good omnidirectional mic. I don't know where they get it from, but I'm sure it's a readily available tech that's been around, but it's good. The other thing we have here is this box unit, which is where you plug in the headphones into that jack, And then you have a switch on this side to switch between. Did I just drop them? I think I just dropped that mic. What's a carpet? Anyway, and then you can switch between either one of these with your. There you go. That's a headphone, and that is for the split. So when you put it on the split, you put the other iRig Mic Lav connector, this thing from the other one, into here, put the headphones into the other one, and then you've got two people that can talk into the thing at the same time. Uh-oh, don't do that. Don't talk over each other. That's not a good thing to do. Anyway, so that's pretty much it. It's a straightforward thing. They provide a very nice little zip-up case. So, very good. Not too much more to talk about that other than the $60 for good sound. Well worth it. If good sound is not important to you, then there you go. You don't need it. But I will give this a thumbs up for a happy piece of technology. All right. Moving right along now. Oh, okay. So we'll come to this great demo. Speaking of, now I'm not even going to mute the mic. I'm going to stick this thing on. Number one, put the microphone. All right. Maybe a little bit lower. Yeah, I was actually paying attention to where the reporters put their lavaliers, and it's right where the V of the shirt is, or something like that. Really close. So there. Oh, I did plug it in. I guess now I'm using the iRig Mic Lav. How does it sound? How does it sound? I'm assuming it sounds good because I've used it and I put it in this exact same position. So there you go. Well, I guess you get to hear me singing, and I'll put this. Here. This part of the program, how much time do we have left? Well, let me see. I would say you've got a good half an hour. And I'm not quite sure what to do with that half hour, because that's enough talk about this iRig Mic Lav, but I don't know, free build? A free build session for half an hour? Or, I'm not quite sure. What could we talk about? I'm going to dig around the box looking for this cabling. That's what I'm going to do. I guess we'll just go into a half an hour. You know what? I checked out my upload levels, and it seems it doesn't really take a lot to upload a stream. And yeah, at this rate, I have enough to go forever. I have gigs. And, oh, here it is. Shit balls, man. Check it out. It's flip-floppy rubbery shit, man. This is awesome. Never seen this shit before. Oh, gorgeous. You guys can see this stuff, man. Like I said, this kit I purchased for, it's close to 100. If not, no, it was more than that. I think it was 100. It's $100. Okay, let's just say this came in at 100 at the hobby store, and I paid the same amount for that Jeep Rubicon. And you know, this is, I believe, a way better kit. Anyway, stupid Jeep Rubicon. Why did I buy that thing? Oh, yeah. J. Hey, J. So, J. The, oh, the pilot figure. He's a big dude. Did you see this one? Yeah, I don't know if you folk got a chance to see the cast part. Well, this isn't resin. No, this is styrene, I believe. The plastic, same plastic as the rest of the thing, but just. Ooh. There you go. LUM-168 CAMEL. I love the sprues. No, actually, that looks good. No, you should. Oh, he's got a helmet separate. And my goodness, the boys got shoes. New pair of shoes. Look at those. And lace. I do see some laces. I think we can do something with that. One side, and here is the other side. Back of the head. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Sorry. Fell into that part there, but that's okay. Lots of nice parts left. Okay, let's keep that nice and safe for safekeeping later on. I think a guy was saying, I read out about the forum, it's like, oh, you know, I in no way take any, how do you say it, credit for what I'm showing on my website or what. And it was an interesting comment because it made me think, well, yeah, I mean, hell, you know, this is a Maschinen Krieger thing I'm building, and, you know, it's somebody else's work, right, that I'm building, but I paid for it, and I put my money into it, and I get to build it, and I get to post a YouTube video of it. So is there anything, well, I mean, copyright, is there a problem with that? It's an interesting question, isn't it? Is there a copyright violation going on here? I don't know. I didn't see the contract. There should, you know, if that was the case, then in this instruction manual, there'd be a disclaimer at the front that would say, you know, sign this and say, the purchase of this or the building of this, I do not, you know, I can't show this anywhere other than, you know, to my own eyes. But of course not. That's ridiculous. So, no. Making money off of something. I think the recast thing I mentioned later is not good. And those are for some of the resin casting. But for a model, no. It's perfectly fine. Where was I? Oh, building. Let us look here. The legs, assembling the legs. All right. Oh, you know what? At first, I didn't know. I thought you had to cut these out, but no, we will look for A. Are these lettered? I don't know. Let me look. No. Okay. Let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 14. 10 of these. And there are these long tubes that are numbered 1 and 2. Okay, I think I see what's going on. Correct me if I am wrong, but you're given in this box these rubber tubes all at the same length, whatever that is, approximately 3 inches long, and you are to cut them. Now this one comes in just slightly over, 2 of those, and then you cut the other ones, and yeah. And then you CA glue all these things in. Okay, I'm just going to check one thing here. The other J, the other rubber tubing that's on that rubbery sprue. Okay, see this here? There's some more rubber cable, rubber cable. I am confused. I am confused. Metal. UA1, UA2, J1. Oh, this is... Am I missing something? G2. Whoa, man. This cabling is a bit of a nightmare here. What's this? Instant glue for metal. What are those metal? That's metal. Rubber cable. UA1 equals rubber cable. Rubber cable. What is this UA1 you speak of? Oh, hold on. Oh, here in the parts layout, you'll see UA1 rubber cable, UA2 rubber cable. Not to be mistaken with this, if you can see this J1 up here, right? So down that, there you go. Anyway, this J1 is that stuff on the sprue, but here, let me go dig in there again, just to satisfy my own curiosity. Oh, maybe like other cutie gamer 444. Whoops, sorry. Technical difficulties. And I just decided to go with it here. I'm in the midst of trying to build this darn thing. I don't know if this is even a fun thing to do, is like watch this guy rummage around I don't want here. Don't make a mess. Don't. Oh, there it is. There it is. Thank you. Okay, now it is. Ooh, now it is all making sense. This is the. Sorry, no, I knew it was there. Just I didn't see it. Really see it. I looked. And no, it's not that I was not expecting it, but I am pleasantly surprised. I opened this up, and that is so in the bag we have a piece of metal, I would assume, for this is the antenna, and then here we have the rubber cabling. That is This is the rubber cabling of 2 gauges, 2 diameters we speak of. Why did I go through all the fucking trouble of looking for that? I'll tell you why. Because I want to make sure before I start dicing up this J shit, I don't need it for something later. And that G goes now. So the G and some big mother ass hose goes on the side there. So boom. Let us begin. I guess what I'm going to do now that I've got this whole thing sorted out, I suppose I could put that thing back. But here now, we will start to separate this out. Ooh, snip. These, did I talk about these things? It's odd I bought these for 45 bucks. These, but as you can see here, they say Esd Safe, electrostatic discharge safe, you know, whatever, blah, blah, blah. That just shows you that these were not made initially for cutting sprue. And I knew that. The dude sold them to me, but they do cut flat, which is nice. That was the angle. Actually, he didn't really know. But my hobby person has been kind of doing in a nice way, and I don't mean it in a pushy salesman way, but she just offhand mentioned the God Hand after I bought the God Hand pin vise, but she mentioned the God Hand nippers. It's like no need for sanding, no need for shaving or no. So how much? You know, God Hand is not cheap. Why is it so expensive? Now, do I use the same? Okay, here. Cuts well with the nippers. Oh, shit. And we'll just fill the cup of the nub cup. Nub cup. Boom. And on itself, I'm assuming, well, it comes in just slightly over 77 millimeters, but yeah. Now, one at a time. A. So A goes from the top of that into the top of that, and you see. Let's just try one. Let's just try one. Yeah. Let's try one. That goes on the top there. Oh, give me my tweezers, motherfucker. Oh. Shove that thing in there. Oh, nice. Fits perfectly. What was that sound? What was that sound? I don't know. You don't want to know. And this fits in here. See that? That looks weird. Doesn't look like a hole it should fit in, but boom. Oh, that was fun. Oh, that thing's juicy. Ooh. Oh, you're so sexy. Okay, that was A. Now, B. So we're going to, well, I'm assuming this number count on the instructions would be for both sets. So B is 60. So what do we do? Here, I'm going to cut this. That's what I'm going to do. Cutting. And cutting. And I'm going to just go ahead and trim these little suckers off. Very relaxing work this is. You know, a lot of people probably get into this build aspect. Once you have the time to do it, before you know it, okay, here you line that up on there. Get your numbers. I'm just going to snip that right there. Boom. Okay, I'm going to put this part. Look, see, that's even longer. I got a D out of it. See? Here, put this up here. Oh, I need your later. So B, let's put B. That looks weird. B goes in the top here. Oh, that even fits. And then this goes in there. Oh, look. Get in there, motherfucker. No. Oh. How do I feel about those? Well, those might be hidden actually. But anyway. Oh. Yeah, man. Look at that. Jesus. Sweet. More hose. Look at that. That's nice. Hey, you folk? Kind folk of YouTube, thumbs up. Thumbs up if you like what you see. No, I mean, why wouldn't you include rubber, good, nice, flexible rubber parts? Nice, eh? So, as we talked about the greebles, greebling it up. Look at that, man. I don't know. Pneumatic pumps. Is that what that is? Electricity? So that's A, B, C. C. C, C. I'm just moving down as I need more, I just cut it off. Well, somebody thought about it. Okay, what is the nominal length? Now, they wouldn't go ahead and just have them all cut to size. Why not? Nah, not as efficient, and it's easy to cut what you need. So you go C. At 35 millimeters, we are going to cut C. There you go. There is C. C. C, senor. You see? Simply. C goes, I'm going to actually, my thing is I'm going to put them in first and then glue them at the end because they all seem to be fitting. Oh, hold on. Sorry, having a bit of a... So oh shit, this goes in here. Boop. Then that goes in there. There you go. That's that. C. And let's see now. D. D. D's. The D's are these little tiny nubby ones that go from the bottom of that. Hmm? Don't get it. Hmm? Hold on. D. D. But there are no holes there. No. Oh, I didn't, did I? What? Oh, I'm confused. Oh, shit. Oh. Hold on, hold on, hold on. No. Oh, that was close. Oh, look, fuck. Okay, guys, I had nearly... I thought I built this backwards, but you notice here, I'll show you. This is there's a left and a right. If you can notice on this, there's a... almost got me. There's a... See here, there's a place to put the tube, and they're here. There's not one on that side. No one there. So this is actually the one I want. This is the right, goes with the right leg, the right foot. And how can you tell? Because the hole on the top of this one is on this side. So now I must slowly remove this without destroying the model. How did I get it on? Oh, it made a really loud popping noise. It was hard to get on, folks. Shit. Please don't break. Oh, it's moving. It's moving. Slow, steady pressure, and just be careful. So many fragile parts. Ah! Don't do that. What I did. Put the right one on. Just pay attention. There's a right and there's a left. There you go. You know, actually, after you put it in and out a couple of times. So yeah, there you go. Okay, so this goes from here to there. This goes into there to there. Oh, yummy. Now that looks a lot better. That makes a lot more sense. I've got to use the term yesterday. It makes visual logic. Oh, I like that one. Visual logic. When you look at something, it makes sense. Now, why is that? Why would that be? It's something that is, I would assume, is good at camouflage or akin to mimicry, like a butterfly or a chameleon. It makes visual logic. That thing looks like it should be, like this little D hose, which is 15 millimeters. Here, give me that little piece of thing here. We'll cut that. And when you're modeling, I mean, there is a modeler out there that scratch builds absolutely out of plastic, totally of the machine Krieger world, but his own creations, and it's incredible looking stuff made out of plastic. Why not? And painted in age, which a lot of it too. I mean, what we do here. Oh, look, that thing goes right through. So why is that? Nah. Any special instructions? D. Power by D. Oh, I'll do that twice. Is there anything on the inside? How many tubes go into this thing? Let me count the tubes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So at this point I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 6, 7. And 2 at the back. And those are the E's at 3 mil. Oh, I'm almost tubed up here. Shall I continue? Oh, my back. No, my back says, I think you need to take a break. Oh, that's funny. Oh, this makes me happy. Oh, you like that sound? We have come to the end. Yes, we have. Have we not? Yes, we have. Yes, the music says it all. We have come to an end. Yes, we have. But I'm having fun. It's kind of one of those days. And I learned something about my tech issues. And I feel bad about the one viewer I had who never came back. But I am happy about the cabling and the time spent on the WIP here on camera as I stumbled my way through the cabling and the wonderful lengths to which I cut the tube. Did you see that? It's got some sort of zebra pattern. Thank you. If you've watched this in any part, beginning, middle, or end, please subscribe. Leave a comment, and I could definitely work on more interesting or content that you might find interesting. So let me know. Anyway, subscribe, like, and keep Kriegering.